Hello everybody, this is Petey from BurgZerg Arcade at BurgZergArcade.net. In just a sec. There we go. Felt naked without it. Alright, so while we're waiting for Unity 5, I'm going to go ahead and start this new tutorial series on, basically creating a card game. For those who haven't been following the blog on the new site, every month I create a new game. Last month was a roguelike game. This month it was a racing game. And I went ahead and created in Unity 5. In Unity 5 right now you can't make a beta version of the web player and post it. So I'm going to go ahead and redo it in Unity 4. Probably do a few different things. We did the racetrack with Unity 5. So maybe this time around we'll just do some sort of demolition derby or something. I don't know. But first thing we're going to do is make sure that we have our car physics set up. And with Unity 5, I just included the prefab that came with Unity for the vehicles. This time around, I actually want to go ahead and create them myself. So let's go ahead, we'll jump into Unity, and let's see where it takes us. Alrighty, so we've gone ahead and created a new project. I've called mine Vroom Vroom Go. This is Unity 4.61, and as you can see, it's empty. We haven't done anything yet, so let's go ahead and start off by creating a terrain. Now, I'm doing this here not because I want to get our train done first or anything. I just like it better to have a train instead of just a flat surface. I just like having some texture to it. So when I'm moving around, I can see things going by. So I get a sense of speed, depth. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Actually, this is pretty huge. I'm going to shrink this down. Let's do, I don't know, 512. That's probably still too big, isn't it? Well, it's probably still too big, but that's fine. We'll go ahead. And I want to add some texture. This is by no means the map we're going to use. Like I said, I just want to add a little bit of texture. And I'll go ahead, select that, hold shift down. And just clear a little spot out there for me to run around on. Perfect. So we have our main camera. See, make sure everything's zeroed out as well for position. Yep. And the camera's way back here. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's make our car. And we'll get that set up first. So we're going to go ahead and create an empty, which I will call car. And I'm just I'm not going to bother importing models yet. I'm just going to do everything in Unity. So we'll go down. We'll create a 3D object. I'm going to create a cube. This is going to be the body of the car. Not the baddie. Not the bottle. The body. Not the baddie. Let the baddies hit the floor. Man. Body. Okay, so we got the body done. Where is my car? Let's go ahead and zero this out as well, just so we know where he is. So he's way down there. Go ahead and grab that. I'm actually going to put him in our little clearing that we made for him. Let's put him near the back of it. Go ahead, zoom in on him. Great. We'll pull him up. And for the body, I'm going to go ahead, make it 2 on the Z. Sort of car-like. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to duplicate the body, do the windows. Basically, it's just the part that sits on top. We'll do 1 here. It needs to be a little narrower here. So we're going to go 0.9 and 0.5. Just to stop some of the clipping, we'll go ahead and move this up. That's pretty fancy already, isn't it? Okay, so we'll move it down. Ooh, look at that. We'll have to make some materials. It's too much gray. Okay, so we got that done, but we're going to go ahead and create a wheel as well. And I'm going to do it off of the body. We'll go ahead, we'll just create a cylinder. Bam. Move it over, and this is going to be our wheel. So we'll go ahead and rotate this 90 degrees. I guess technically we could take it and make a Flintstone car, but that's not what we want. We'll go ahead and resize stuff. I have nothing in mind, just kind of eyeballing it. So that's how thick my car is. Maybe a little bit thinner. 0.7? No. What was it? 0.07. Yeah, about there. Actually, that looks really big on the side, so I'll have to scale this down. Let's try 0.7 and 0.7. Maybe once we start adding color, it'll look better. So we'll go ahead and we'll place that there. And let's call this tire. We'll go ahead, we'll duplicate it. And what was the position of this one? Let's make it 97. No, point. Leave it there. It was my mistake. I forgot I wanted to attach it back to the vehicle. That way there we get a nice 0.82 number of where it is off of the side. Not quite. I want to move it a bit more this way. So about 6.5, we'll say. Great. Now we'll just double it. Move this one over here. Actually, you can just go 0.65. Since everything's centered on the car. And I want to name these while I'm here. Well, we'll go ahead. We'll name these here. I'm going to say this is what, the left? Left tire? Left front tire. So I guess we'll use short form. LF tire. This will be LR tire. And we'll just go ahead, select them, duplicate them. Move them back to about there. And switch these. So I guess if the left front, you know what, I want the front first. Left, right. We'll say front left. And front right. And we'll say back right. And back left. And I do want these in a particular order. I want the left before the right. There we go. And I do want them all together. There we go. I'm just picky about that stuff. Now it's hard to see, so we're going to add a directional light. I'm used to Unity 5. It gives it to you automatically. That's fine. We can add it. There we go. We're going to go ahead, raise this up. I'm not going to bother hiding the gizmo. It's already at a 45, well, roughly 45. Good enough. We'll take it. It does seem awfully bright, doesn't it? Ooh, we're going to have shadows too. All right, so we got a little bit of shadows. We got our tires. The tires. Let's go. We'll start making some materials. So let's come down here, create some folders. One for prefabs. That's where we're going to be saving our prefabs. I want one for materials. And I like my folders to have capitals. And we're going to need more for scripts. And we're going to need more as well. Terrain, you can't organize this that way, can you? No, okay, that's fine. We'll go into materials and we'll just create a new material. And I'm going to call this, let's call it tire. Matte. And I'm just going to here, leave it diffuse. I'm just going to go ahead and make it black. Great. We'll just take it, drag it on. Bam. Bam. Oh, bam. Guess what? Bam. There we go. I want to move all those tires down. We'll go ahead and finish our materials up. I'm just going to duplicate that one. And I'm going to call it body. Matte one. Come on. And it's about time Evil QB served her purpose. Now we'll do blue. There we go. We'll just take that, drag it onto our car. Look at that. Definitely a bay magnet. And we'll make one more for the little windowy thing up here. So like before, we'll just duplicate it. And you could get all fancy with transparency and everything else. I'm not that worried about it. I'll make it a little bit more white. And we'll just go ahead. We'll just take that. There we go. And those tires really need to be moved down. Now the center of the tire, I want right at the bottom of my car. And to be honest, I think I want the car a little thinner, the body. So scale on the Y. Yeah, about that. Go ahead and move this up. That means grab all my tires. And there we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of the colliders here on our car. Is that exactly where I want my tires? Roughly. A little bit more. There we go. That's roughly where I want my tires. We're going to be changing those up a little bit, but there we got the start of our car. We've got a nice train to drive around on. And let's go ahead. We'll make our prefabs. Car. There we go. We got our first prefab. Let's go ahead, and before we end this, we're going to take the main camera and we're going to stick it on our car, but we want to make sure that we'll zero it out first. We want to make sure that it's looking at our car, giving us a nice view of it. So zero it out, which will put it right in the center. We'll move it back. We're using the view here to position. So back about there, we'll go up here and rotate on the red. And I want to keep moving it up. We'll go with global. Up a bit more, so around there. That's good enough. And we're going to go ahead and hit apply so that it reassigns it to our prefab. And actually, right there, let's end it there. Well, no, we're not quite done. We got to fix up these tires. They have colliders on them, and I do not want that. So let's go ahead and remove it. We want the mesh. I don't care about shadows and material and whatnot. We just want to get rid of all the colliders. We should have to remember that first. And we'll move that and remove this. So there we go. We got our little block car set up. We've got our train set up. Next, we're going to take a look at wheel colliders. And the wheel collider is actually what we're going to be using to drive our car around. We'll be using a motor to, well, exert force on our car. But most of the steering and everything else that we're going to be doing will be done with the tires. But anyway, next up, wheel colliders. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.